Good morning, girlies.
Good morning.
Eileen's eating her breakfast, and Chloe's already working on school. And I am getting ready to go get wood for the first time. Let's go! I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous. Got the GoPro. I got a new set of gloves. Yes, gotta have new gloves for a new firewood season. Also, my Carhartt bibs fitting a little tighter this year. I don't think it had anything to do with a 5-month road trip. Don't laugh at me. Hi, beautiful pregnant wife.
Hi, I was just gonna, show off the bump and say my Carhartts wouldn't fit either. Ha!
That's true.
If I had them.
Watching her try to put on her snow pants is kind of funny.
It's actually pretty sad.
All right, in the cabinet here. Look at our junk cabinet. That's a mess. But earplugs. I've only used them once. Don't judge me. Goodness. All right, let's go see what Joe's up to. Joe! Joe! Oh, he wouldn't hear me. There we go. Woo! Joe's always out before me. He always beats me by like 5 minutes. Kind of ticks me off. And then when I'm out here, like once or twice a year, I beat him. I don't know what to do. Because I'm like, what would Joe do? WWJD. Do I put oil in the machines? Do I get them warmed up? Whatever. Let's go get some firewood and keep our houses toasty. All right, let me ask you a question. Where are your work gloves?
In my pockets, staying warm.
All right, like this. It's an old fisherman trick. Not really, it's not a fisherman trick. But what I do, I'm gonna use these. So you stick them down here. That, don't zoom in. Now, when we get to work, you're like, where are my gloves? They're by the heater. Nice and toasty. Let's rock and roll. All right, we are really off trail here. The main trail that heads back home is way back through them trees. But we come back up in here off the trail. We try to do it uphill. So by the time that we've got a sled full of logs, we're pulling downhill back to the main trail. And so Joe and I, mostly Joe, he barrels off and just starts exploring. Once he finds some trees that he likes, we'll just make passes around them and therefore compressing the snow and packing it down. And then we come back a couple days later or even the next day, and the trail is hard enough to walk on, so we can maneuver and get the saws and walk around without falling up to our chests in snow. So we're just doing a little exploring and preemptive trail packing, and we like some of the trees back in here. You can see on some of them we're looking for the bark that's fallen off from the beetles that killed them. Like maybe you could see that one back there. The bark's falling off, and it just means it's really drying out and it's going to make some good firewood. So I think we're on a good track to finding some good trees.
No pun intended.
Well, that's what I meant. It's good track.
Okay.
You made it. There's Joe over there. I'm following him to pack down the trail even better. Double the pack. That didn't go where we expected, but Didn't exactly know where that one would fall because it was a little twisted. But look where the GoPro was.
That's pretty awesome.
Missed it by about 18 inches. And we did not.
So I would have been able to correct that one better, but it's a little bit rotten. And so my hinge didn't hold like it should. Those are things that you always got to just have in the back of your mind. I knew there was a possibility, and there it was. So
plus, we need a third person out here, someone to video, so I can actually help with the wedge. So we're taking applications for videographers. Leave a comment below if you want to come out here in sub-zero temperatures and hold the camera for us. All right, get this sucker cleaned up. All right, so getting it all bucked up into either, about 4 to 6 foot lengths. And then we'll pull the machines up, load it all up. I'm gonna add to our pile of logs here. Here we go. Looks like we got it going right where we want it. Awesome. All right, back to work. All right, so that'll about do it. We're gonna see how much this fills up the sleds and then maybe fall one more on the way home. But we're kind of rusty.
I feel like I'm all thumbs, man. It's been a whole year since we've hauled firewood, and first of all, I'm not in shape. Second of all, you just, takes you
It's muscle memory.
a day or two to get back into the swing of things. I'm winded, dude.
Well, even to the point of not knowing how much tree fills a sled. Like last year, it's like, oh yeah, that'll fill a sled, that'll fill half a sled. And now I'm just like, I have no idea. So we'll figure it out. First time of the year.
Woohoo!
All right, Joe's loaded up. And back over here, I'm loaded up. It is a pretty small load, but with the trail conditions, it's probably heavy enough. So I guess we'll just get ready to head out. All right, it is day 3 of getting firewood. See, Alyssa and I are going into town pretty soon for a few days, and we just got to make the most of the trail conditions. So Joe and I are rush getting as much firewood we can the week prior. So I say day 3, we skipped day 2 with the camera because it was so bloody cold yesterday. Our fingers didn't want to work, much less camera equipment. It was, I think it was 5 below here, probably about 8 or 10 below 0 down in the woods. It was miserable, and at that point we have to take several breaks to just warm our hands. So, anyways, I'm in selfie mode here, so I'll show you. I got all the equipment gassed up. Joe is starting the snowmobiles. I have no idea where he's at. Can you see Joe? Maybe better than I can see Joe. There's Joe. You probably saw him long before I did. All right, there's that tallest, closest tree to us there. We really like it. We want it, but it's slightly leaning the other way. So Joe climbed up there, tied a rope over here. I worked up a little pulley system over here that he is perfecting, and we're not going to video this because we didn't bring a tripod today, but we'll come back and admit our failure. Sure. Or celebrate in our victory.
Celebrate victory. I'm leaning toward the latter.
Let's do it. We'll see what happens.
The X factor would be this rope. It's had some strain under it before. It's a cheap one from a department store. But
Macy's?
Yeah. We shop at Macy's.
Macy's. Okay, so Joe's gonna cut and slowly wedge. I got so much rope that I'm gonna be able to stand back toward him and pull. So we'll see what happens.
A few minutes later.
That is absolutely nuts, man.
What?
It's just like literally barely hanging on.
Starting to move.
Hang on.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
There we go!
Dude, look at that. You gotta see the hinge on this.
This one was tilting the wrong way, so the hinge is definitely less than a ½ inch thick by the time we finally got it to go.
That is anything but ideal, but it's what we had to do. And then you can also see this bevel on the back side there, and on the back side here you'd have to come around. If you cut that out while your wedge is in there, you actually lose momentum with the wedge and it'll fall back. So I was driving the wedge. I had the wedge sunk like a good inch deep, and then I cut that inch off, and then I was able to drive it further in.
Look at your wedge mark. Your wedge is leaving orange chunks on the tree. There you go. All right, I'm back to work.
Go ahead.
All right, it is day 4 of our wood getting adventure.
We're making wood in here, man.
I think
coming out good.
Yeah, we got stumps all over the place. I think this is like our 15th tree or something like that.
Yeah. Our first day that you saw in the video, Zach and I were all thumbs, man, but we got it together. We tightened it up.
We're figuring it out. Every year brings on its own challenges, and you gotta get used to it again. But so, like I said yesterday, we didn't bring out the cameras for that super cold day, but it seems like today was almost just as cold.
It's chilly. At least there's no wind. Yesterday, we got 2 loads in just before actually we got the first load in, and then the wind picked up. And thankfully, we had already cut all the trees down and bucked it up that we needed to for our second load, because we would have had a terrible time falling trees with that wind.
Especially our rope shenanigan yesterday.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been doable when the wind picked up.
Absolutely not. The wind was blowing the wrong way.
Yeah. So we've been making 2 loads a day. Like Joe said, we either buck up all the lengths we want and then come back and just get it, or we go like late morning and then eat some lunch and come back out. So today, right now, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is our second load. The weather's warmed up a bit. We're about ready to call it quits for the week. There are people that snowmobile up and down the trail on the weekend and make the trail a disaster. And then next Monday, Joe will probably groom the trail again so we can start all over. But I guess I'll be in town, so you can go get wood if you want.
I might get a load. We'll see what Bonnie and Emma want to do.
This huge tree here will be enough to load up my sled. We'll see. My sled's totally empty right now. We'll come back and we'll see how full it is loaded up, and we'll call it a day, and we'll call that an episode. So What should I say? What should I say, Joe? Like, thanks for watching?
I'm just cutting you off.
Oh, shoot. Why? What you doing?
Just getting a cool shot.
I hope it was super cool. We're gonna call that an episode. I think 4 days of wood getting is enough. And so you guys know what we do. We've gotten wood before on the vlog. We do it every year. We burn a lot of firewood. So thanks for coming along. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, share, hit the share button, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bramante Brothers.
All right, and to top off the episode, we got our stack of 3s and our stack of 4s. That's what the whole tree gave us. And there's more mess of branches that we cut off. And we'll see how it fits into the sled. There we go, the piles are gone. I think I could have fit one more really nice big one in the middle there. But we're out of tree, and that's it for the day.
We're not out of gas,
That's true.
but we're going home.
Yesterday.
For a board game?
Sure, let's do a board game. I need some coffee, and Joe referred to being out of gas because we definitely ran out of gas yesterday. We were cutting for so long. Good times. We'll see ya.
Later.
Fade to black.